Davis joins us. Sean, I just got to give a hat tip. I mean, the Federalist is an extraordinary site. The level of work that you guys put into it is extraordinary. I tell people I get to get 6 or 8 articles every day off the Federalist and just roll with that. It's so good. You've particularly been very good on the invasion, on border security, on the whole issue of birthright citizenship. Give me your perspective on that, because we just had Steve Cortez for 30 minutes about what's happening up in Maine. And it's an example of how the nation's being shattered, particularly working class people and their society and their culture is being destroyed before us. And it seems like we're powerless to stop it, sir.
Yeah, what a patriot Steve is. America is for Americans. It's right there in the Declaration. It's right there in our founding documents. America was created to secure the blessings of liberty for us and our posterity. So America is for Americans. And the great thing is that if you bring in the right people, they can become Americans one day. It doesn't happen overnight. And it certainly doesn't happen after 20 or 30 or 40 years if the people you're letting in don't actually want to become Americans. Instead, they just want to be in America. And the Democrat Party has taken advantage of what has happened in this country over the last 50, maybe even 70 years, where it's been flooded with people who want all of the bounty of America, but aren't really interested in becoming Americans or joining in any of the obligations that make the country what it is. And so what Democrats have realized is, hey, we can just import a whole bunch of people. We no longer actually have to worry about convincing people in this country to go along with us. We're just going to import our own voters. We're going to throw government money at them over time. We'll eventually legalize them. And when they can vote, they're going to keep us in power. That's the entire game. So unless we get serious about deporting people who aren't here legally, deporting people who invaded our country, and then rapidly, maybe even completely shutting down legal immigration until we can get a hold on everything, our country is lost. So to me, it's a simple math problem, and it's a question of, do we have the will or do we not have the will to remove people who don't belong here and actually put a premium on American citizenship? We live in the greatest country on earth, and it's the greatest country on earth, the greatest country in history, because of the people here. The American people make America great. And if we have suddenly decided that we actually don't need Americans to make America great, then we're not going to have America anymore. It's that simple.
The polling and everything shows that the Trump voters who would turn out in the midterms and secure the House support these policies overwhelmingly, but they continue to show the president. This polling today had DHS secretary, I think, leaked to the Wall Street Journal that they're reaching out to the business community because the business community's concerned that they're not getting these low wages workers in here that are not citizens. There's a bill up in the House. It won't get passed, but the bill in the House by I think 42 Republicans gives amnesty to farm laborers who are not citizens. Since this is such a winning issue for us, has been a winning issue for us, why are we blinking now?
Well, it's a problem that we've had for a long time in the Republican coalition, where a lot of the money comes from big business, from big corporations who've gotten their money by not hiring Americans, instead by functionally hiring slave labor, which is immigrants who they can pay in cash. They're off the grid. They can pay them below market wages, and that's all they care about. They don't actually care about protecting the country. They don't care about protecting our culture, our way of life, revering our history, protecting our traditions. They care about their bottom line, and they've basically made clear, the business interests on the right. All we care about is the bottom line. We don't actually care about the country. And the great thing about Donald Trump, why he was such a revolutionary politician, is that he came in and said, no, we actually have to save the country. We have to close the border. We have to get rid of the illegals. They're destroying the country. And we are in the midst of, we're not at the beginning, we're not at the end. We're in the midst of an existential battle for the party. And there are a lot of people who thought when Trump won again in 2024 that battle was over. But it's not. We're in the middle of it, and if we give up now, we have no chance. So we have to keep fighting, and we have to keep fighting against the people who care far more about their pocketbooks than they actually do about the American people or the continued success of the American project.
The speech the other night from the president, the remarks from the East Room were historic, never been done before by a president. But part of it's centered on the Chinese Communist Party and what they've done to try to steal the 2020 election away from Trump and get rid of him. But also the issue of illegal aliens and alien non-citizens registering to vote. The couple of the major networks decided not to carry it all. The other one cut away. You've made the case that you believe we should start the process to call into question, pull their licenses, their broadcast license, which would essentially destroy their business model. We got about 90 seconds. Your thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, so the thing that people need to remember is the broadcast networks, which are ABC, CBS, NBC, and I think Fox, they have a monopoly on airwaves that are owned by the public. The airwaves belong to the American people. And in exchange for the networks doing certain things, like, doing actual news programs, doing programming that's to the benefit of the whole country, we allow them to have that monopoly. They don't have a birthright to it. We don't believe in birthright broadband monopolies here in this country. They have the privilege of a limited monopoly on the airwaves. And under the rules that we have, we're not talking about new rules or new laws. They are supposed to do certain things that they do not do. Instead, they act like Democrat Party super PACs, like Democrat Party organs, and they go and they treat their news programs as if they are Democrat Party commercials. It's how you have Stephanopoulos at ABC and all this left-wing propaganda nonsense for Democrats. They're abusing their monopoly control of the airwaves, and it needs to stop.
Sean, where do we go to get the Federalist every day? Where do we go to get your social media, sir?
Yeah, come find us at thefederalist.com. They can find us on X at FDRLST, and they can find me at Sean M. DAV on X.
You come in a little hot every now and again on X. I just want to warn people. A little hot. Sean Davis. The site's amazing. Thank everybody over there. You guys do an incredible job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Steve.